Let me ask you guys a question. If we lined up all the teams interested
In who?
in your guy,
Look at Rich Paul trying to play dumb to throw us off the scent. That they've got Bob Myers here to glaze LeBron to try to drive up interest around the league for LeBron. Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
LeBron. Okay.
Another LeBron.
No, this is it. Then I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, God.
No, I'm
we're on
done.
a show and we're talking LeBron.
Yeah.
Of course it's a LeBron question. He's the only active free agent that hasn't been signed yet.
Oh,
You
boy.
can keep
He's
going.
a free agent.
Yeah.
He's going to
Okay.
go to a team.
If we
The guy who
lined up-
runs
if
the
we-
Sixers is here.
If-
Oh, God.
Yeah, if we let me ask you a question. If we whiteboarded, if we did whiteboard 2 and we got to pick, so you put him with all the teams that are interested.
This just in, breaking news, Shams Sharonia reports free agent center forward Larry Nance Jr. has agreed to a one-year, $4 million deal with the Indiana Pacers, sources tell ESPN.
And we all got to pick which team we think would win the most.
Would win the most, or where he would have the
Oh,
kind of marginal utility where he would make the most difference in terms of their winning?
Okay, you can add that to the question if you want.
I think that he would have the biggest effect on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, Bron, is this who you want to trust to help win you a championship at age 42 in your 24th season in the league? Is he going to pick up the slack?
And then would they win a game put him on another team?
Oh, I see. That's
You see what I'm
that's
saying?
super interesting.
That's what
The
I'm
thing
asking.
that's fascinating about the Sixers to me is Joel Embiid. If everything lines up just right, they could be unbeatable.
Yeah.
Because Embiid is that good.
Okay, so this is what LeBron would need in order to win a 5th championship and prove to the world once and for all that he's the GOAT? Even if he did join Philly and they won a championship, it wouldn't be because of him. It'd be because of Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid if he was healthy. And I think even VJ Edgecombe would contribute more than LeBron. But of course, you know how ESPN would spin it. And as a matter of fact, I am currently working on a new video highlighting some huge contradictions between the things Colin Cowherd said in the past and then things he said this week after joining forces with ESPN to try to save LeBron. But ironically, it's going to backfire big time. I've been editing all day highlighting the lies that he's spewing. So be sure to subscribe and have notifications on, as I promise you don't want to miss this one.
But because his health, and it's not just one thing. Now he's saying, hey, his knee he had that experimental treatment, the knee feels better than ever, but every year it's something else. It's it's his face, it's his arm, it's his elbow, it's his back, whatever it is.
If Embiid was healthy, Philly would be a legit threat even before the Jaylen Brown trade. But LeBron wouldn't move the needle either way. If Embiid was healthy, they could still win it without LeBron, but if Joel is injured, then Philly likely wouldn't be able to win it even with LeBron. Therefore, it doesn't really make sense for Philly to sign LeBron and have to deal with that huge media circus.
Health for every team, right? I think for Joel, this is the one. He's had surgeries. He's been injured. At least in this offseason, he's actually healthy. Which, if you're not healthy in the offseason, coming into camp, you take any player.
Right.
You're behind the 8 ball. You have a surgery, and look, some guys have an upper body and they get there. But if you have a lower body surgery and head into camp is so much more important than people think. If you show up in camp unhealthy, it just sets everything. You miss
Or even
all
not
those,
in shape now.
Not in shape. Yeah. But if Joel, which I think he's more motivated. It's going to be the LeBron or no LeBron, the most talented team he's ever had. So if he wants to have a chance, and he's motivated now, this is the time.
I don't even think it's his fault. Like this is the Joel Embiid problem for me, Bob. Even if LeBron's on the team and Maxey takes another step forward, if Embiid is healthy, he's the best player on the team. If Embiid is healthy, he's easily the best player on the team. Yeah. But he's just so when you have a guy, even with other great players, who's like, yeah, but but you don't know, is he going to be there? Is he not going to be there? It's hard to game plan a season.
It's hard because you're basing that on what you've seen, right? And I'm a fair point, right? Fair point. Any team you saw, no one wins a championship injured.
Right.
Nobody.
Right. I think he needs to go to an environment. I'm teeing you up again, Bob. I think he needs to go to an environment where
he's not teeing me up at all.
I know. I'm trying here. Where his counsel and wisdom is sought, not where he's like feeling like, oh, I have to impose myself now.
Mhm.
He needs to go to an environment where it's like, no, we want you to do the things that you can do. Because LeBron's not the type to overdo it. He's not going to, oh, no, now this needs to be my team, or I need to do this. Or he's going to make the right basketball
Right.
choice at all times.
Yeah.
So the environment needs to be one where it's like, no, we what you
Right.
got, what
Right.
you got
We
up
need-
here, we want that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. I mean, look.
I don't know why I'm
no,
helping
no,
the
no.
Sixers.
Yeah, no, I appreciate this. If you're talking about the Sixers, I do. If he was here, I'd say I honestly believe this is your best chance to win.
Okay, if Embiid, Jalen, Maxey, and Edge come all healthy, then yes, they have a great shot at making a deep playoff run. But LeBron would disrupt the chemistry of the team. The only way they'd have a chance at a championship would be if LeBron came off the bench and only played 15 to 20 minutes a game, and he was okay being a third or fourth option when he was on the floor. Because if he starts stat padding, that may look good on his box score, but you would destroy the chemistry of the team.
You have to decide all the other things that are equally important because it's his life, right? He has to play. He has to face the scrutiny of his decision. That'll half the people will say you should have done this or should have done that, and they'll criticize him for whatever, which is his life. So he's been through all that. What I would just say is, if it's about winning, let's talk about this team because you can win here in Philadelphia.
And that is actually where this video ends, very abrupt. But in closing, I honestly just don't think LeBron trusts Embiid's health, so I think that's why LeBron hasn't been groveling to Philly. There really are no good landing spots for LeBron, because if he goes to a new team and doesn't win a championship, which is inevitably what would happen, then it would have been pointless coming back for a 24th season. Because if you simply wanted to play for the love of the game, then you would have just taken a vet minimum to stay on the Lakers and play with your son. None of these situations are better than that. And that is why it's been over 48 hours now since free agency signing started and LeBron still hasn't been signed. He's stalling because he's hoping some team will add more pieces and stack the deck, and then he can hop on board for an easy ring. But playing for any of the options that may be open for him would be too much of a challenge. Alright, I did some detective work and was able to track down LeBron's real whiteboard because this one was actually just created as bait. So here's the real one.